draw, the host nation, USA, will be preceded in position A1. United States, two-time tournament champion, both in 1988 and 1992.
So how exciting is it for the U.S. to be holding this event here at four great stadiums as well?
Yeah, I mean, every time there's another event or another game in the United States, it gets more and more exciting. I think everyone who has followed or been a part of the United States soccer scene over the last 20 or 30 years can see how much it's developed. I think it's a little bit of an advantage to have the qualifying games in your home country, which is great for the United States. No game is easy at all. A couple of the venues are high altitude, so the players are going to have to combat against that. But I think if the United States get off to a 3-point start in the first game, then I think they'll have a great chance of getting through the group quite handedly. That first game is paramount. It's going to be paramount for the United States. It's going to be paramount for Mexico as well.
How important is it to host events like this to be able to have that growth of soccer? Soccer has grown so much in the last 10 to 15 years here in the United States now. And to host this, it really does, I feel like the kids are going to really get a big lift out of this.
Yeah, absolutely will. You know, when you're a player and you can play in any professional game or any game of that matter, it's a great feeling. To play in your own country with your own fans supporting you is another feeling altogether. And it's very important that the U.S. Players, especially at the youth levels, understand what the pressures are, that when you play in front of your home support, you're expected to win. And they're going to have that added little pressure to them. But I think, again, if they get off to a good start, then they're going to see wonderful support from the United States fans who, again, you know, over the past 20 to 30 years have just grown and grown and grown, and they understand the sport, and they get well behind the U.S. teams, and that's both on the men's side and the women's side.
Group B, Mexico. Mexico, the current defending champion of this tournament, as well as the gold medalist in the last Olympic Games. Olympic qualifying championship has, in Group A, the United States, Panama, Cuba, and Canada. And in Group B, Mexico, Honduras, Haiti, and Concacaf 3, which is, I repeat, the winner between Guatemala and Costa Rica, which we will know in the next 5 days.
A lot of things that we've been doing, whether it's the Women's World Cup that we won in Canada or the senior team having some good results, not quite as what we wanted obviously in the Gold Cup. So it's a continuation of that process, and the Olympics is a big event in the United States, so having the Olympic qualifying tournament here is important for us.
And with the growth of soccer, I mean, we're seeing another team in LA. We're seeing expansion teams all over the place. What do you think soccer in the U.S. is going to be by the next Olympic Games after Brazil?
Well, that's not an easy one 4 years from now, but if you look back at the history of the game, and especially as you've talked about the professional game and the success of the national team, that's continued to grow. It doesn't happen overnight, so 4 years from now, hopefully we'll be a little bit further along in that path, whether it's our professional leagues or success on the field, and we'll see where we are. But looking out to the future, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's bright.